The 1960s gave us Harley legends and some that vanished into the shadows. It's time to bring them back into the spotlight. The decade wasn't just about flower power and rock and roll. These motorcycles were about breaking rules, bending the norm, and riding free. And no brand captured that spirit better than Harley-Davidson. Whether you were tearing up dirt tracks, cruising the highways, or customizing your own chopper, Harley's bikes were right there at the center of it all. Today, we're diving into the top 7 Harley-Davidson motorcycles of the 1960s, machines that helped define the era and revolutionize the ride. Number 7. The Harley-Davidson Sprint H. This bike was introduced in the early 1960s. Unlike the big V-twin engines Harley was famous for, the Sprint H was powered by a smaller 250cc single-cylinder engine. Why? Harley-Davidson was aiming to appeal to younger riders and compete with the growing popularity of lightweight European bikes like Ducati and Triumph. The Sprint H was nimble, affordable, and perfect for city riding, a true departure from Harley's heavy cruisers. It featured a flat-track-inspired design and a kickstarter, which gave it that signature old-school feel. While it wasn't a powerhouse, its agility and sleek styling earned it a loyal following. Today it's a rare gem for collectors, proving that sometimes going small can still make a big impact. Number 6. The 1960 Harley-Davidson Topper. Yes, you heard right. Harley-Davidson made a scooter. The Topper, released in 1960, was Harley's attempt to compete with the growing popularity of scooters like the Vespa and Lambretta. It was powered by a 165cc two-stroke single-cylinder engine with a top speed of around 46 miles per hour. It even had a continuously variable transmission, a rarity for Harley-Davidson. The Topper was practical with its enclosed bodywork, step-through frame, and lightweight design. But for Harley-Davidson purists, it was seen as blasphemy. The very idea of the brand behind heavyweight cruisers making a small scooter didn't sit well with loyal fans. Although the Topper never became a bestseller, its daring departure from tradition make it one of the most interesting and controversial models in Harley's history. Number 5. The 1962 Harley-Davidson FLH Duo Glide. This motorcycle is often remembered for its sleek design and raw power. While it shared much of its DNA with the original Duo Glide, the FLH version was equipped with performance upgrades that gave it a slight edge. Powered by a 1200cc panhead engine, the FLH was a beast on the highway, capable of cruising comfortably at higher speeds. But what really set the FLH apart was its customization potential. Riders in the 60s often modified these bikes to create choppers or bobbers, making the FLH a canvas for self-expression. Whether you rode it stock or chopped, this bike represented the spirit of freedom that Harley-Davidson is famous for. Number 4. The 1969 prototype Harley-Davidson XLCR 1000. Coming in at number 4 is a bike that was ahead of its time, the Harley-Davidson XLCR 1000 prototype. While the production model didn't hit the streets until the late 70s, the concept for this sleek, black cafe racer was first explored in the late 60s. The XLCR 1000 was a radical departure for Harley-Davidson, inspired by European performance motorcycles and designed by Willie G. Davidson himself. The prototype featured a sporty frame, low-profile design, and drag bars, with blacked-out finishes and a menacing vibe that screamed rebellion. Powered by a 1000cc Ironhead V-twin engine, the XLCR was fast and agile, perfect for riders looking for a sportier Harley experience. Unfortunately, the market wasn't ready for a Harley cafe racer in the 1960s. But today, the XLCR's origins are celebrated as one of Harley's boldest design experiments, making it an iconic piece of the brand's history. Number 3. The Harley-Davidson Scat 175. Yes, Harley-Davidson also dabbled in the off-road world in the 1960s, and the Scat 175 was their answer to the growing demand for dirt bikes. Powered by a 175cc two-stroke engine, this lightweight bike featured high-mounted exhausts, knobby tires, and a rugged frame designed for trail riding. While it didn't achieve the same fame as Honda or Yamaha's dirt bikes, the Scat 175 carved out its niche and showed that Harley wasn't afraid to experiment with smaller, more versatile motorcycles. It's now a rare find for collectors, representing an era when Harley-Davidson explored terrain beyond its traditional cruiser roots. Number 2. The Harley-Davidson KR750 Racer. This motorcycle dominated the racetrack and left a lasting legacy. The Harley-Davidson KR750. Designed specifically for AMA flat track racing, the KR750 was lightweight, fast, and built for competition. Powered by a 750cc side-valve V-twin engine, it wasn't the most high-tech engine of the time, but it was highly reliable and perfectly tuned for racing. What made the KR750 legendary was its success on the dirt oval tracks. It dominated AMA flat track racing throughout the 1960s, earning Harley-Davidson countless championships and solidifying its reputation as a performance brand. It was also the bike of choice for many privateers, thanks to its competitive edge and proven reliability. While the KR750 wasn't a street bike, its impact on the Harley-Davidson legacy cannot be overstated, making it the most important Harley of the decade. Number 1. The 1960s edition Harley-Davidson Servi-Car. This motorcycle might not be the first bike that comes to mind when you think of sexy motorcycles, but in the 1960s, this three-wheeled workhorse was a true oddity that found love among utility-focused riders and custom builders alike. Originally designed in the 1930s for delivery and police work, the Servi-Car continued to evolve through the 1960s, gaining better suspension, more power, and even sleeker looks. What made the 1960s Servi-Car stand out? It became a favorite for customization. Riders transformed these workhorse trikes into flashy chrome-covered showpieces or wild custom choppers, proving that even a utility vehicle could become a statement piece. With its unique frame, high level of practicality, and the versatility to be turned into a rolling piece of art, the Servi-Car was a Harley like no other. What a lineup! From dirt tracks to city streets and even a wild cafe racer prototype, these bikes showcased a brand that wasn't afraid to take risks and redefine what it meant to ride. It's hard not to feel inspired by the power, style, and sheer boldness of these two-wheeled legends. Harley-Davidson in the 1960s? Absolute magic. What a decade for motorcycles. If you're itching to know more about Harley's history or just want to soak in the beauty of these incredible machines, don't forget to hit the playlist for more. And before you go, let us know, which of these bikes is the ultimate Harley of the 60s? Let's keep the discussion going.